Welcome back to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're honored to talk about Girl Scouts of Middle Tennessee. Joining us is Patilyn Lowery. She is the Regional Executive, North Davidson County, and Sofia Guerrero, Regional Executive, South Davidson County. So how are you two lovely ladies doing?
Good. Very good. Thank you for having us.
So Patilyn, let's start with you. Give us a little bit of a history lesson. Long legacy in terms of the work in Middle Tennessee, but 1917 and then 1926 in terms of the charter. So take it away from there.
Yeah, so Girl Scouts was founded in 1912 in Savannah, Georgia, and just 5 short years later, it was brought here to Nashville, Middle Tennessee area. So in 1917, we started our long history of serving in Middle Tennessee. We got our charter in 1926, and throughout that, we've had a really amazing history of serving the girls and being forward thinking. And so one of our favorite stories to tell is of Josephine Holloway Graves, who started Girl Scouts for African American girls and really pushed Girl Scouts forward in that regard. And so we still have Camp Holloway to honor her. And since then, we've grown to 39 counties, serving about 15,000 girls currently, with about 6,000 adults. And our work is never ending as we do entrepreneurship and life skills with our badge work and our high awards, serving the community, doing outdoor adventure and entrepreneurship with our cookie sales. It's always just moving forward and putting the girls first.
And I think I like how you alluded to the fact that it's about kind of keeping up with the times and innovating and continually to maintaining relevancy, but it's always about equipping the girls to succeed in life and in business and in every asset and facet of life. And so with that, entrepreneurship, innovation, all of these STEAM, and so that's a huge part of what you're doing. Dive into that world, especially around science and technology and engineering, all of these things that are really important for young women to be exposed to.
Yeah, absolutely. Just today, I was on a Zoom call with some 4th and 5th grade girls, and we were doing a craft activity, but it wasn't just like, we're going to sew this felt together. We also included an LED light and a battery to get them that experience of like, here's conductive thread. We're going to make this lightning bug light up. So you're building in that steam into everything we're already doing. We have robotics coming up. We have so many things that the girls really love, cybersecurity, coding. As they've taken on Zoom, we've really pushed and encouraged all of the cybersecurity badges, all of that coding work, so that they're right there with it. They know how to do Zoom better than all of us at this point because they've done that badge work and they've really succeeded in that STEAM and innovation of, I'm going to figure out how to be the coolest person on my Zoom call, or I'm going to figure out how to be the best at making this robot do what I want to do.
Sofia, talk about it from your vantage point of what that gives the girls in terms of confidence and courage and the ability to realize that, hey, I can do this.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of our girls are coming into Girl Scouts. We serve from Daisy to 12th grade. So they're coming into Girl Scouts with this idea of maybe that they are shy to do things, or they have never experienced going camping or going horseback riding, etc. And so right now at this crucial time, we're giving them those opportunities to still do those things, although we cannot meet in person, right? And it really gives them that confidence, that courage, that character that builds them to do better things outside of Girl Scouts, outside of maybe their homes, in their communities, in their schools, to really propel that into action. And I think what we're doing is a really, really great for our young girls, but it really translates well into once they're older as well.
You mentioned COVID-19 and obviously having to pivot and go online, and a lot of the things that would normally be in person are now in a virtual environment. Dive in a little deeper on that in terms of some of the pivots and the adjustments that you all are making to still make sure that the programs are still being delivered and the experience in just a little different fashion.
Yeah, we definitely have pivoted so that we're offering all of these virtual programs. And I think one of the most inspiring things that we've all witnessed and encountered is that before we even put out, here's how you would have a meeting on Zoom, or this is how you could have a virtual meeting, our leaders were showing up and saying, no, this is what we did and it worked great, and this is what we did and it didn't work. And so without us even prompting them, they were taking it on full steam ahead and showing their girls and showing their families that even in this time where we didn't know how long it was going to last when it started in March, they were like, we're still going to be in Girl Scouts. We're still going to do this work. And we have girls who've continued to work on their highest awards, which is a service project that makes a lasting impact on their community. And so they're finding a different way to do it, but they're still doing that work. So they're not letting a pandemic stop them. They're taking it and they're saying, okay, well, I have to think about this differently. And it's encouraging them to find different projects and see different things that their community needs.
Yeah, that's awesome. And hey, there's no better, welcome to the real world than like, hey, let's figure this out, because we as adults don't know any better either. So
Yeah.
what's something that, and I'm thinking like the cookies is a great example where you mentioned it's not just about selling delicious cookies. It's about the entrepreneurship. It's about them learning how to basically run their own business and create relationships and have the confidence and courage to meet new people and, open those doors. But what's something that you wish everyone knew about Girl Scouts that they might not know?
I think the thing I want everyone to know about Girl Scouts is definitely that there's a path for every girl. So whether your girl is a 5-year-old just starting out and needs to build up her confidence and her courage and character through all of our different things, or whether it's a 6th grader who's really into STEAM or who's really into kayaking, or if it's an 11th grader who's just getting started, there's always a place for girls, even if they've never done Girl Scouts before. And then there's a path that matches that. And every girl can find something. We come up with new badges every year. We have lots of outdoor badges. We have lots of coding badges. There's baking, animals, everything from what people traditionally think of Girl Scouts to things people need to do today to succeed in our new environment and new world.
Sophia, what about you?
Yeah, I would definitely say that same thing. But also, I think Girl Scouts in general really enhances and really celebrates diversity, whether that is through our 4 pillars or through their beliefs or through anything that really enhances what they want to see in the world once they grow up. And that really correlates back to our highest awards. For them finding an issue in the world and saying, I want to be a part of that, I want to change it, and here are the steps that I did to create this change, to make it sustainable even when I'm gone, and to continue helping that effort. And I think Girl Scouts is really empowering those girls to celebrate diversity and change and differences, and to really have that inclusion with whatever they do in their badges and their troop meetings and overall as a whole.
Elaborate more on the 4 pillars, because you mentioned that. So go ahead and describe what that means.
Yeah, so our 4 pillars are STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. We have outdoor adventures, and so we have our 2 residential camps and one of our day camps in Middle Tennessee. And so the girls get to do so many things outdoors, whether that's in our pools or in kayaking or horseback riding, whatever that is, basically outdoors. Another one is life skills, which is embedded into our uniforms and to those badges and patches and insignias that the girls earn. And then the final one is the life skills. So having that, entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship with our cookies, but also our fall product that comes in the fall, where our girls sell magazine, chocolates, and nuts. And that's not super widely known, but as well, girls sell that as well. So really all those 4 pillars, we try to incorporate them in our badges and everything that we do, our activities in camps as well. Anything that we do, we try to incorporate those because like Patilyn said, we want the girls to have a place for themselves where they say, I like more this than that, and have that option to select those things.
So we can't have you on and not talk about the cookies. So describe kind of the cookie calendar, so to speak, in terms of the timing, and then maybe your favorite flavors, but tease us a little bit with the cookies.
Yeah, so cookie sales for Girl Scouts of Middle Tennessee will start right around Christmas. So on Christmas, you can pretty much guarantee you'll be asked by a Girl Scout if you know one. So that's when we have our pre-sale. So people are ordering cookies ahead of time. Like they know that they want 4 boxes of Thin Mints already. Like every year they have to have that. And then booth sales will start in February. And so throughout the entire month of February, you'll find girls outside of Kroger or Walmart or wherever they can set up. It's at a basketball game at a high school or whatever sporting event, anywhere they can set up a table and put a cash box, they will be there selling cookies. And this past year, we just came out with our Lemon Ups cookie. And so those are a newer cookie. And people really liked those here in Middle Tennessee. But of course, everyone's favorites are Thin Mints, I grew up with a different bakery, so I have to think really hard on the names, Samoa's, and then the tagalongs. Those are people's favorites, but it's really giving those girls a chance. We let them taste the new cookie every year, and so it's not just like, hey, buy these cookies. It's like, hey, buy this cookie, and I've had it. It's actually really good.
And that for them it's the entrepreneurship, the business, but that helps them fund all of the trips and the experiences. And that's their opportunity to pour back in to really allow them to experience everything.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things we tell girls as we're engaging with them for the first time about Girl Scouts is when you sell cookies, you're not just like selling cookies, you're owning a business. It's the largest girl-run business in the world is Girl Scout cookies. And the girls decide how they spend that money. And so they could decide to spend it on a pool party, or they could save it up for years. And we have girls that go to Europe at the end of their Girl Scout experience. So it's everything from that year they earn it and they spend it, or they save it up and they enjoy that experience even more because they know, like, I did this through selling thousands of boxes of cookies and it's totally worth it.
Yeah. And it makes you appreciate the hard work that goes in. So the work ethic side of that. Mm-hmm. What's one of your favorite badges or experiences, or I'm not going to ask you to pick your favorite, but like one of your favorite, because it's like picking your favorite kid. You can't do that. But like, what's one of your favorite, whether it's a trip, a camp, an experience, a badge, what's something that, puts a smile on your face?
I think for me, I grew up a Girl Scout. So I've been in it since I was 5. And so I see in all of the girls I work with now the experiences I had. So I love when the older girls especially, so our middle school and high schoolers, they've planned a trip and it's something they're very interested in and take it on. So we have a new program that is just getting off the ground. We were trying to start it in April, but we're going to keep trying to get it going when there's not a pandemic. But it's backpacking for girls. So putting them out in that true wilderness of hiking miles to your campsite and seeing them experience that and absorb it in such a technology-driven world. I love seeing those girls take a step away from the technology and just go back to the crazy, like, bring everything, take everything you brought in with you, planning all of that out, and the amazing courage and life skills they gain from that. I love seeing that happen with our older girls.
Sophia, what about you?
Yeah, I really like anything outdoors. I'm an outdoors person. I, like Patilyn, was never a Girl Scouts. I started working for Girl Scouts, and that was my first experience of Girl Scouts, but have loved it so since I started. I think having, like we said earlier, having all those options gives girls, their right fit. And so for me as an adult, as somebody who works for Girl Scouts, as somebody who tries to, encourage and promote Girl Scouts to girls in elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. Something that I enjoy a lot is really having that empowerment aspect in sharing that for the girls. And so not just one specific thing, but everything. Having just the idea of being empowered to try something and love it and maybe make a career out of that. And so I think having that option for the girls is just so important for us, for myself. But yeah, outdoors for me is like the number one thing. So anything, if we're going camping, if we're going canoeing, if we're going, horseback riding, I am there.
Nice. So how do we help? So talk about recruitment, volunteerism for the adults. How do we help?
Yeah. Right now, we definitely still need volunteers, even though we're virtual. We have an Adventures Anywhere program, which is a camp box subscription service. So girls are receiving a box and then do a week of camp, and we need help. We need like camp counselors. And so in the middle of a workday, I stop and I'm a camp counselor for a couple hours to lead the girls in games and songs, but also helping them with different activities. And that's the work that you would do as a troop leader, as a troop support volunteer. And so this is kind of a great chance for people who are kind of unsure to get their feet wet in it. And so if they're interested, they reach out to us and we go through a little bit of a background check. But we always need adult volunteers, always, to help recruit girls, to get girls signed up, and then to also help run those troop experiences. So parents and teachers and community members are the ones leading that experience for the girls. And it's not just them leading an experience, it's experiencing it with their girl. And I think the best thing that Girl Scouts really has for families is that it's a family experience. So growing up, my mom and dad were involved the whole time. They were cookie parents, and having that experience and looking back on it, you know that they were there and you have those family memories. And so whether it's mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, grandma, whoever, we would love the help for a troop, but also to help train girls and build them up in different things. So if there's people who have are experts in a specific field, we'd love to have them talk with girls. We've had construction workers, doctors, dentists, astronauts, everything in between. We have them and they come and talk with girls and help them through different programs and badge work. And so there's plenty of ways to help. All you have to do is tell us your name and we can always find you a way to help.
Well, the last question is the easy one, is where do we go to raise our hand and help? So website, social media, where would you direct us?
Yeah, I would say any of those are the best option. On our website, we have a contact form, and in it, you can put your name, your email, and then it'll get forwarded on to the person in your area. So we do serve 39 counties. We're not just the Nashville area. We go from Clarksville to Cookeville, all the way down to the Alabama border and up to the Kentucky border. And so if you can't volunteer in Nashville because you don't live near here, but you live in Clarksville, we get it sent on to the right person. So that contact form on gsmidtn.org is definitely the best place to go to let us know you're interested in volunteering. And you can learn all about the different volunteer opportunities there and learn more about what it means to volunteer and see the girls and what they're doing already.
So make sure everyone check them out, gsmidtn.org. And obviously that's Girl Scouts of Middle Tennessee. So Patilyn, Sofia, thank you for all you do. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much.